So this is a 23-foot insulated van body that I just bought for 1,800 bucks, and I think it's going to make a very good roadside farm stand. But I need some input from you. So let's go over this thing. I'll tell you my ideas and an insight into how my brain works. And I'd appreciate your comments and insights, actually, because I'm just getting going on this. So the wife and I have been thinking about our roadside farm stand for a while now. Now I can build a shed kind of any size. And, I was thinking, what size do you do for this? I was thinking maybe 8 by 12 at the low end, 8 by 16. I want it movable building in case there's any government issues or something. But lumber costs a lot and my time and stuff like this. So I made chicken and duck kind of barn operations out of 53-foot semi reefers. This is a 23-foot van body that popped up for sale. I'm like, I can't build a waterproof shell, let alone an insulated shell, for the cost that I got this for. So this was 1,800 bucks. It is 8-foot dimensions on the inside, 8.5-foot inside ceiling height. And what's cool about this one is the whole thing's spray foamed. So underneath, it is spray foamed for the floor. The walls have about 1 inch of spray foam, and the roof is, I think, about 1 inch or 1.5 inches of spray foam. So with a sealed up unit like this, so sea cans or reefers, it's kind of like it's a vapor barrier. It's a really awkward thing to work with. So if this was a cooler, your vapor barrier is kind of on the warm side, like the outside, like a walk-in cooler. But in the wintertime, if you put heat to it, like when you build a building, you want the vapor barrier on the inside. So where I live, where the temperature fluctuates, it's a muggy 30 degrees Celsius right now, and it goes down to minus 45 in the winter. It's kind of a pain in the butt for buildings, like the building science of things. So as a builder, I'm trying to figure out how to do this. I'd like some more insulation than is there. I just like things super efficient kind of thing. So spray foam insulation, if you put a batt insulation or something and another vapor barrier on the inside, you're going to kind of have a vapor lock. So what I could do is put extra spray foam if I want more insulation. But I think what I'm going to do actually is just put 3 inches of rigid on the floor and then a subfloor, and then 3 inches of rigid on the roof of this thing, and then just beef up the sides with like 3/4 of an inch or 1 inch of a breathable rigid, so not a vapor barrier rigid. Put that on the wall, and then I have to clad the wall with something decorative to make, because I'm going to make this thing really nice. So it could be tongue and groove pine, because it's kind of like a little honor farm store. I might do slat wall on the whole inside. There's a lot of stuff that I got to think about here, but the whole outside of this is waterproof. I love it. It's a one-piece steel or metal on the outside. I think it might even be aluminum, but it doesn't leak. It's one piece. It's really easy to mount solar panels to. I mounted solar panels to my chicken one with just a hinge. They're even adjustable. Super simple for that. The door is insulated door, but I'm going to put a glass door in. It's about the right rough opening. I might have to cut a little bit on the top. And what you're looking at here is the roadside portion of it. So this way is south. So the sun hits it, right? So me, the passive solar guy, but going to put a glass door here and then a big sliding window I'm going to cut in, and I'll have to put a header and kind of frame it in. And then I got all this real estate to kind of advertising. Like people literally buy these or 53-foot semis, park them on the side of a busy highway, and it'll say steel siding for sale or truss plant or advertising a lumber yard or something. They just buy it for advertising. But if I put this along the road well onto my property, it's a movable building. It's on a skid. I can literally drag this up my trailer, no problem. Movable, so it's no try to get government out of the way, right? Nice window, so when you're driving by, you can see the glass in the window. And what I'm thinking of doing is, I'm a very I'm hoping my community is still trustworthy. I mean, as things get worse in the world, maybe not so much, but I'm going to build this multi-purpose. I want to explain that too. But, I've never stolen anything my entire life. So if I did an honor system of eggs, because we have like heritage organic chicken eggs, duck eggs, turkey eggs, then a whole bunch of other things. My wife's like getting into apothecary stuff, market garden type stuff, like fresh vegetables, fresh cut flowers, um, little value add products. And then the freeze drying, like I initially thought freeze drying that we'd do a little thing, but I can't produce enough to even bother with like stores and things. But how do you sell this? I'm not delivering it to people. It's a pain in the butt. So if we freeze dry some dill, if we freeze dry some treats or something, this kind of makes sense. You have an honor system type of thing. But when you drive by at night, you put a little LED open sign, right? And leave the lights on all night. It'll be completely off grid and you can kind of see in there. And that's all the advertising I need. It's just word of mouth. Like, honestly, for me doing this YouTube, I still have this thing about my privacy and preparedness type stuff. It's like I don't want to advertise where I'm at and stuff. But as time goes on, I'm literally flourishing and have a bunch of stuff. So I look at guys like all the hardcore preppers that you see on YouTube that, I'm at an undisclosed location and stuff. You know who the real preppers are? The old guys like Joel Salatin and the homesteaders and farmers that like produce value and like, here's a pin to my location, right? But yeah, we're like trying to help the community, right? There's so much on my mind that I have to go over with this, but so that I'm thinking glass door and then one sliding window. Okay, now this is south again and the roadside. Now I actually built a parking lot already. So my driveway comes in and then like a graveled lot, and then this faces south. It's really easy to put solar panels on the roof of these things. I put a hinge and like a frame, but glass door, glass sliding window. Now, my thought was if you ever had an event or a corn maze or something, if I put the window at countertop height, you can slide the window and you could like fulfill an order through the window if you got busy or something. So that option is there. But the other option to start with and see how it goes is in just an honor system. It's unlocked, open 24/7 or something. Or maybe you have to lock it up at the end of the day. But yeah, so you walk in. Now these things are, this thing is completely spray foamed. So the ceiling spray foamed up against the metal. So you're not going to have condensation issues. Like I got sea cans over there and they aren't insulated. So in the winter time, I'll get like drips on the inside. You need some sort of insulation. So spray foam, but the walls only, this much spray foam, I guess. So that'd be about 1.5 inches. So I wouldn't mind I have to clad the inside anyway. So I'm thinking just a little bit of rigid insulation that's not CGSB vapor barrier, and then longer screws and put slat wall the whole inside or something like that. So, and then because I've got 8.5 feet of ceiling clearance, I got a little wow in the roof here. But that I should repair. But I'm thinking putting 3 inches of some of this styrofoam insulation, again, not vapor barrier, and then cladding the roof with like a tongue and groove pine. It's got to be nice. You want to make it nice, right? But you'll walk in. So there'll be a big window here, and I always do it 3 feet, which is countertop height, so I can have a shelf here. I thought about putting a window. This would be the east side, but it's kind of actually nice just having a wall, slat wall. So I'm thinking you walk in and you have maybe the apothecary section you look at, like the treats and stuff. And you need a lot of real estate if my wife makes a bunch of wreaths and flower type stuff. Then you need a counter. I'm debating on a commercial fridge, and then possibly even a freezer, glass door. But those are kind of expensive. I think to start, I'm just going to get 2 wine cooler mini fridges, one for duck eggs, one for chicken eggs, one for, I might even sell factory farm cheap eggs that would be half the price as my organic real eggs, just to give people that option in case they're hurting that bad they can't afford, Easter egg color organic fed $8 a dozen good eggs. They can get the factory farmed ones for 4, and kind of see it's like a market research. See, I think most people just want the cheapest food that they can get these days, but we'll see. And then anyways, on this backside, it has this not very good overhead door, which is, it keeps some of the weather out, but it's seen better days, but I'm taking that out anyways. And I happen to have purchased and have stored a double garden door glass that's 6 feet wide. So I already put a line here. So it would only be this much framing. The rest would be a double door without the center thing in the middle. So you can open up both, wheel in a thing of plant stuff, like plant trays or whatever, or something bigger if you need. But I'm also like double dutying everything. That's how my mind works. So if this farm store doesn't work out, okay, well, here's all the options. The whole thing can be accessed to the public 24/7 without supervision, and just trust that my community's good. As the city expands, people get shittier all the time. There's more theft or something. Then I can switch it to, at the front, a very, very tiny portion open to the public 24/7. So maybe they walk in and I have a cage here, and you can see the shit in there, but like a cage like you have to do in cities in the United States or like Detroit or something. And then just have a couple things. So if they're going to steal shit, okay, whatever, assholes, you can take that. And then every Saturday or something, I open it up, and it has to be supervised, right? So I could lock this door, double door, all the time, so they'd have to use this one all the time. Or if things get worse, I'm going to put a little south window there to get some more natural light, but a big sliding window, the right height, and a counter space or a countertop. This could be, if it's an honor system, I bolt a big cash box to the wall and have the e-transfer information. Or in Canada, where I live, we don't use Venmo or that type of stuff, but figure out whatever transaction, an honor system. Or I can fulfill orders from the window, so you don't allow people to come in here. It depends on what state of the world is. Now, just because this is the way my mind thinks, I put that double door there without the bar in the middle, beautiful glass you can see in. You could also use this, like literally pick it up, go drop it by my pond, and I have a complete off-grid room that could be like an extra little dry suite, so no bathroom in it, but really nice, like view of the pond or something, face it south so the solar panels work, south-facing energy, and a high-efficient just room that's waterproof. So this could be a little, tiny house if the farm stand doesn't work or things get worse. But also, so you drive in, the road's over there, you drive into my set of gates is up there. But this is a parking lot, so the public can use this door, and I just have that locked all the time, but you can see in. Now, if things get worse or whatever, and farm stand's not working, on our farm stand, people are just it's not working at all. You don't even have a manned station. This is at the gate, and it's a forward fighting position / guard shack. So the guard has kind of a nice place. They spend the day there, right? You see all those movies that some mansion, they have a big set of gates and a guard posted all the time. So as my compound, gets bigger, that could be that. Or you can have a guard shack / honor egg thing and have somebody manned out here all the time. But you can see who's driving up to the gate, and passive solar windows, and the public uses this one. I could also, with my wife's plant sale, So again, there's so many things that, my mind goes crazy. So I got way too many eggs of all different kinds to sell. My wife's doing flowers, got all that. Not too much market gardening, just gardening for ourselves. But as I get helpers and that expands, bigger's almost better. So this is 8 by 23, and I'm standing in the back corner. Camera's on half zoom, so you can kind of see what's going on. But bigger's kind of better. It allows me to expand. 8 by 12 is kind of too small, because the minute you start, if my wife makes like 10 Christmas wreaths, and she sells those for $50 to $100 beautiful wreaths or something, that's an extra $1,000 you can make, but it takes a lot of real estate to display that. And then if you did market gardening, trays like fresh dill, fresh herbs, fresh potatoes somewhere. But yeah, it's almost like bigger's better with these things. It gives me some options and room to kind of expand. I really like this floor, but it's only a little bit of spray foam. I think I want to insulate it, and then, because it's exactly 8 feet, just some tongue and groove, and then put some sort of finished floor on. I've got the ceiling height looked after, so I got room to do that. But yeah, the possibilities are literally endless. But when I do a building, I want, the window there, so you could, like a little ice cream shack somebody sets up. Customer doesn't come in, you could set it up as an ice cream shack. It could even be like a drive-through building. It could be a guard shack that they can see out that way. It's passive solar. It's glass. You could have this portion cordoned off to be the honor system if people are stealing too much, and then, the divider in between. So there's that option. Now, the other thing, the portion of this. So YouTube doesn't pay me anything, but I like putting my stuff up there. I like to think it's helpful for people. But when I do a product review on something, whether it's a portable power station or a lot of Bluetti products or solar panels and things, did you know that most of the time it's me that reaches out to the company? I get, 6 emails a day, people wanting me to review stuff. Usually I reach out. So the drinking post stuff for homesteading, solar panels, I think I reached out to Bluetti at one point, and then I've literally reviewed every product to theirs. But anyways, so this complete off-grid. So the whole, 23 feet plus of solar panels, adjustable. I have the racking for that. Going to see if Renogy or Bluetti or somebody wants to send me solar panels. Because if I'm going to use solar panels and make you a high quality video of how you rack that and how I do things like economically really good, bulletproof, and cheaply, I don't want to advertise for free. It's kind of a mutually beneficial thing if I get sponsors. So look, maybe a sponsor for that, a sponsor for the batteries, or a portable power station, or I might use that Bluetti Apex 300 221. I think it's enough power, but I want enough power storage. I'd have to do like a bolted to the wall steel, like almost safe for all the expensive components for that, and lock it up. I got an email yesterday for what do guys want to send me? They wanted to send me a Wi-Fi extender so I can send Wi-Fi up here. They wanted to send me a 4K camera security system, and I just emailed back, not yet, I don't have time. I want to integrate it into one of my projects. But what would be cool? Wi-Fi and a 4K security camera. Like literally one there, see the vehicle license plate as they pull in. One outside, 4K. And every 3 months, I can post and publicly shame anybody stealing. It won't say smile, you're on camera. It's like smile, you're going to be, or thieves will be showcased 4K on a popular YouTube channel, and you will be publicly shamed, right? Something like that. Somebody offered me a rooftop 12-volt air conditioner, and I just said, I'm not quite ready yet, but I'd like to integrate that in. So this could be off-grid with the full-blown air conditioning. If that deal doesn't pan out, then I just buy a $150 wall air conditioner, hook it up like I did my little bunkie cabin one. So complete off-grid and enough juice up there, solar input and battery to run like fridges and freezers. There's other possibilities. If this thing gets popular, you can do a self-serve ice cream machine, slushy machine, coffee setup, different types of stuff like that, and be kind of a cool little honor system staple showcasing the trustworthiness of a good community, right? Like that's what I try to be, as a good example. So uh, people don't know what my different lines in the sands are and the way that I think sometimes. I'm somebody you wouldn't ever want to cross, but I also try to be a very, very nice example to the community, because this world could be nice. That's what I'm thinking. So this whole north wall, so just like retail space, so you can do slat wall system or pegboards. My buddy saved me an old antique seed stand, stuff like that. Start with a mini fridge, wine coolers for the eggs, keep them nice and chilled. Nice signage, make it cute as a button, make it really nice for people, right? And I'm pretty sure I'm going to do quite well with this. I also want to make sure that the roof is waterproof, that extra insulation. I'm not going to have molding issues, nothing. Good ventilation, air conditioning in the summertime. And if I insulate it well enough, I think it's worth a tiny bill. And again, another product review. There's a couple that I'm looking at. I'll see if the companies would like to do a mutually beneficial thing, and I'll show you how to install these certain ones. But there's diesel ones, propane ones for like a little off-grid, and keep it like refrigeration temperature. And then the lithium iron phosphate batteries would be okay, keep it up to temperature. You don't need refrigeration, like the fridges will barely run. You don't need air conditioning, so you need much less power. It would just be lights and then like a cup of diesel a day or something to keep this above freezing when it's minus 30. So technically, even where I live, where it gets to minus 45, blizzardy for 4 or 5 months of the year, like pretty gross winters we have, this could be operational year round. There's no reason why it couldn't. I have eggs year round and stuff to sell year round with the greenhouse, right? Like people ask, can we buy some Saskatchewan grown bananas you got going on in there and all your tropical fruits? It's like, well, I don't really produce enough. I won't have a retailer. And we just, honestly, we're homesteading. We consume a lot of the specialty stuff that we have in here. But my wife can do eucalyptus bundles. Got fresh grapes on there, more eucalyptus bundles. There's bananas I have to harvest. Here's this little, isn't this cute as a button? Like, this is what I want. Some natural light coming in, beautiful backdrop, whatever. And here's my wife's bug spray, some of her tinctures, fig preserves, rose face tallow for some of the cosmetics, grape jelly, and then, of course, our smoothies. But I don't know. It depends how trustworthy this experiment goes. If I put like lots of 12 packs for people or just a couple individuals, and then, forward them information for the rest of it. But it would be nice to have this available in a trustworthy society, right? Like, I really hope it works out. But yeah, fresh figs, like, where are you going to get fresh figs? I'm not going to go into a retail store. I'm not going to deliver anything. It's like, no, you want eggs, you want figs, you want bananas. I think we might set up a separate little Facebook page just for the local homestead, or maybe one specifically for the farm store to show what we got. But like fresh eucalyptus, fresh rosemary bundles, we can dehydrate and freeze dry, put it in cute little packages, and put it on stands like that or slat wall. My wife's craziness with her flowers, bouquets and whatever. This is the north wall. I'll show you something else, what I'm thinking. I'm just thinking so much outside the box. Hey, Scarborough, Ontario, Willie Produce Inc. I wonder how old that is, if anybody knows. But I'll show you this, part of my junk pile I made. But look at these cute little signs. Just with a decent paint, and that's held up, weathered for a long time. But this is where I stored my firewood and kindling. And I have firewood bags and stuff on the north side of the building, you can load this up with firewood and sell firewood or something else outside, more bulk type stuff, right? On the north side of that. So I'm thinking I was going to put a window for the east side. You get some morning sun, but I'm not. Just leave this the way it is. And I also thought, or let me know what you think, this I'm going to clean up and I'll put like nothing, just leave it white. But I peeled off most of the decals on this side. So I put a nice white window, glass door, looks like that. And maybe a little window on that side of the door. And then I got white real estate, so I could CNC thing that says farm store, fresh eggs, all that cool stuff, and put like nice wood signs around. Solar panels are going to be complete on the top like this, adjustable, of course. So in the winter, they're straight up and down. In the summer, it provides like a little bit of an awning so the sun doesn't drive in and heat this thing up, because I am a passive solar guy. So instead of a overhang in the winter, the panels are right above the window, straight up and down. In the summer, you adjust the panels like this, and then it protects it from the hot summer sun coming in. I also like white buildings because you don't want the walls to heat up. So it's cooler in the summertime, and then in the wintertime, the sun drives in to the glass door, this window, another little window, and drives and hits the solar panels. No snow accumulates, and then leave it kind of flat so the skid steer can just literally push snow in front of it in a pile in the little parking lot front area. Now, I guess the underneath side of this, so it's just a frame. It's got some spray foam in the rusty old frame, 2 beams there, but I'm going to set 6x6 or railway ties here. So it'll just be on a skid and movable within half an hour if I had to, or if government's a pain in the ass or something too, I could just put an axle under it. I thought about that, but it's nice close to the ground. You can put a little deck, fancy it up with some, flowers or a flower bed or something. Put a bench out. I got my old broken tractor up by the front. Some kids can take pictures or whatever, and just a nice place for my community, because that's the type of farm that I'm setting up. So, but let me know what you think. That's how my mind literally works. So it's movable. If the farm store honor system doesn't work out, could divide it in half and give them a little bit of shit that the odd person will steal. 4K system, publicly shame them. Like, one thing I like about Chinese society, not their government or anything, but the Chinese society, if somebody steals a wallet, the public shames them and shames their entire family. I wish we had that here. Instead, you walk into the dollar store and people literally just grab what they want, walk out. The employees don't do anything. The police do nothing. So 4K public shaming, let's bring back that, or bring that to the Canadian culture. That would be great. Or if the honor system, too many people stealing, you can just have it open every Saturday for 2 hours. You just put a big sign. Or you don't even let people in here. You have that sliding window, almost like a drive-through or an ice cream stand, and people can stand outside. You put an open sign, and what would you like? Oh, I'll take some eggs, and I'll take some meat, and I'll take some treats, and I'll take some soft serve ice cream or something, right? Now, my road is not super busy, but it's like, I would take 80 acres close to markets and society than 1,000 acres 4 hours away from the nearest town. You have to be close to the economy. Like, all these preppers don't realize this. If we go hyperinflation or Venezuela or something like that, like, the world it keeps going on, right? But who wins in Venezuela? Oh, the guy producing eggs and bananas and beef and pork and poultry and ducks and flowers and everything like that, right? The guy with the ability to sell and the market to sell to, that's your protection against hyperinflation. But like when that stuff gets worse, theft goes up, and then you can't have a nice honor system because people are not nice. But so many options. I like the double door idea because I have it already. I could, at worst case scenario, I could literally open it up and the kids could store bikes in here. This could be a little portable off-grid man cave, music room. Up by the gate, it could double as a guard shack. It could just be a guard shack. The heck with screwing or selling anything to anybody. That's my food if things get worse. Easy to mount solar panels too. I mounted them to that chicken duck operation trailer over there. I hate sea cans. I prefer these. And let me know your thoughts. I want it to be cute, good, renovate it good, so to make it very, very nice. Where you just come out. That's one of the chores is when you pick eggs, you literally come out and you put the eggs in this thing, and it already has the little sign. Need an egg carton return, parcel drop off. When my wife makes a wreath, I got them hanging in the shop. Well, what good is that? You go hang it in here. If I want to make myself like literally 200 birdhouses. Well, you make 250 and you put some birdhouses on a little shelf. I mean, are you going to get super rich doing this? No, but this is a small farm, awesome lifestyle. I'm home all the time. My kids are at home, and we're providing for ourselves, but in excess that I get to share that with my local community. And I say you're not going to get rich, but honestly, there's potential to do very, very well. Very well. So once you have like a retail spot, there's no margins, there's no distributors, there's no retailers, there's no transport even. I could sell stuff for cheaper than anybody else. And then let's say the farm expands to, I get 3 helpers and we do a big market garden out in the one backfield I'm building soil for. Boom. Where do you sell that? You build some extra stands here in crates and you put your celery and lettuce heads every day. What about a baking section? My wife makes some of the best sourdough bread and all that stuff. Now that's a real commitment to get up early in the morning, make fresh bread and bring it out here. But if you had a better setup, some baking equipment and the help in the future, you can absolutely load up an entire wall full of the best buns and sourdough that you've ever seen, and cookies, right? You could put we're milking our Dexter cows. Well, of course. Did you know that some of these fast food places, they don't call it ice cream. They call it different things like Blizzard or soft serve cone because it's not actually ice cream. But could you imagine you get an ice cream maker and apparently you freeze the cream and I guess sugar, but very minimal ingredients. It'll last 6 months in there. You could have a soft serve ice cream thing. You could bake popcorn daily and have a little snack thing. You could have a vending machine like gas station, decent little coffee thing. I think one of the mini fridges you put water bottles, sell them for $1 each. Like, so if somebody buys a smoothie or something from the apothecary and you're thirsty, well, here's like a whatever bottle of water for you and honor system. And, take what you can, the flow through, look around, whatever, you come back to here or something, and you have the table, cash box, e-transfer, whatever system, and then leave us a note, whatever, put pictures, going to show, this is what we feed our chickens, like certified organic feed. You put a little thing next to the mini fridge, and here's a picture of the duck that laid this egg, literally, and cute as a button, right? It's awesome and it's exciting. But yeah, so I don't know. That's literally my mind. Maybe you think I'm crazy. Maybe you think overthink things, but I still do things. I'm still actively doing this. I thought if this is too much screwing around or cutting in windows, blah, 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 I thought, I could just literally use this as clean, mouse-proof no condensation storage, you know, for in the winter or whatever, and then build my own shack. The deal was too good. This is $1,800. My buddy delivered it for me, and it's a waterproof shell that's insulated, mind you, not very good. And then modifications, nice, like people buy these again to put on the side of the road, put their decal on to advertise. So you leave a section of that you can, the window, the glass door. At nighttime, you have a little open sign and the lights on in. You can see kind of the beautiful stuff. Put the wreaths on the back as people drive by. And it's a little ways off the road too, 150 feet, I think. The parking lot. And yeah, how nice is this? Like, yeah, like the city's going to crap and everything's expensive and inflation and people stealing more all the time. But I don't know, do something nice, give her a go. What's the worst that could happen? I get to YouTube viral people stealing videos, like close-ups of their face and stuff. Here's their license plate. Here's a mugshot of them. Provide that to the police. They probably still won't do anything, but we can publicly shame them. It'll be good. But seriously, give me your feedback, like in the comments, like if you have any crazy good ideas. I like these reefer units. I like that they're waterproof, portable. You know, if it doesn't work out, I can drop it by the pond and have the cutest little granny suite, off-grid, air conditioning, heat in the winter, refrigeration kind of thing. You just take some of the shelves out and you literally got a little suite that's better than a camper, right? Guard shack, you know, that's the way my mind works. But if you got any crazy better ideas than this, let me know. Like literally, I'm literally putting this video out to, you know, to show you my process. This is exactly what I did with my wife. I took her through and I told her, okay, this is what I'm thinking. What's your input on this? And she's like, this is probably what people actually want to see, is the thought process and the planning of some different types of projects, right? And then, yeah, I mean, sponsors, they watch, I like literally half a dozen emails a day, and it's just, but Wi-Fi extenders and security systems and probably a Blue Eddy product and probably Renogy solar panels or EcoFlow and Jackery's been bugging me. It's like, I'm literally going to pick and choose what the best system is if there is any sponsors, and I do some videos that I can integrate. So I'm not just picking a product, you know, it's got to be mutually beneficial for you, the viewer, me, the person doing it. I get a deal or a product sample, and then the company with the good product gets kind of an advertisement that's useful to like 360 win. That's how I do things. But anyways, this video is probably getting long enough. Thank you for watching, and literally, I can't wait to read your comments. Catch you next time, and there'll be more videos in the future with this. So, bye-bye.